This is it! The final round of Grid Series and the new karts have finally arrived. If you missed any of the previous rounds, click the banner in the top right to see the playlist. Grid Series is made up of 5 rounds this time, with your 2 lowest scoring rounds being dropped from your total. Across the 3 weight classes, 60 points are up for grabs. We're all on track together, but battling for our own points. For round 5, TeamSport have used an elite members format, Chase the Ace. A straightforward 15-minute qualifying followed by a 45-minute all-out race to the checkered flag. This is my 5th time out in the new karts and I still feel like I'm getting to grips with them. I was fairly consistent all over my qualifying laps, except for one which I spent behind Dan trying to push him along a bit. On the penultimate lap, I did this. A 58.3 and a new personal best in these karts too. It was good enough for 6th place of the 10 drivers in my group, so we jumped back into the karts, the same karts, and lined up on the grid for our 45-minute race. With my slowest reaction of the series, I pull away momentarily, dropping to 7th through turn 1. It's Lily behind, who had a poor qualifying session with 2 pit stops for changing karts. She's confident this kart is quicker now. She gets a good run up the ramp and draws to my inside. She gets enough of her kart alongside that I have to leave a bit of space. And she's through. And so, a train begins. With the first flying lap completed, I've already beaten my qualifying time and set another new personal best in the process. a feat that is repeated just a couple of laps later. The karts ahead are all lightweight drivers and they are able to pull a small gap on the straights. My weight advantage though means I'm able to take more speed through the tighter corners and close right back up again. And so the train continues lap after lap, with the gap opening on the straights before closing again in the complex sections. Finley got himself to third place at the front of the train and is now beginning to pull away from the top. I bring that PB time down even further. Could a 57-second lap be possible in this race? A 57 seconds surely is a possibility tonight then. Yes, yes it is. Olivia is starting to look a bit more feisty behind Tom now, shaping up gaps, looking for a way past. Tom's caught to the back of Finlay again now as well. That was exactly the same lap time as my personal best on lap 15. There's a concertina of contact through the lower pits, which sees me get in front of Lily, but I'm on the outside and can't get past Olivia as well. Lily used that immense speed up the ramp to get back in front through turn 1. Lap 23 saw another improvement on personal best. As did lap 24, and lap 25. Now I'm just over a second of what I'd managed in the old karts when they were at their best just before Christmas. Olivia is once again looking at the back of Tom's kart, trying to find her way in front. Tom's having to defend a bit more, so Finley is pulling away once again, just as we're starting to close up on some back markers. The first of the back markers moves out of the way, but we're forced to go around the outside. Tom's trying to find his way past backmarker Dan up the inside of turn 5. Lily runs wide, so I sneak up the inside for a moment, but of course she gets the pace back as Olivia passes Dan up the inside. Lily cuts back underneath Dan to pass before the hairpin. Ready or not, I'm coming through too. It all gets a bit complicated at turn 2 as we're all now desperate to get in front of a slowing Tom. Lily looks to the inside of Olivia, but the gap gets closed off. Now the fight is on. Our lap times have tumbled as Tom is defending hard and we're fighting over any piece of track we can get. Olivia is alongside Tom, who defends hard into turn 5, but she makes it through. Lily then goes up the inside too, and I follow her through. Tom drops from 4th to 7th in place of 3 corners. Tom then rushed off the track, admitting later he was feeling rather unwell. Lily hits the back of Olivia on the brakes, but no places are changed. Darren's the back marker now. Will he make it easy? It's easy enough, we're all sent around the outside, but we made it past. Contact! It's a hard hit on the back of Olivia as she spun around. I just about get around behind her. Let's wait and see what the marshals thought of that one. And it's a fairly obvious penalty for Lily. She leaves a gap, so I make a move. Now, where's that Finley got to? There's no real sign of Finley, but just to prove it wasn't the toe from Lily's kart earlier, I set that same personal best lap time once again on clear track. I think that flag was being waved. Up 2 positions from my starting position then. That train got a bit annoying for a while, but at least I ended up in front in the end. The second group's race was fantastic to watch. James, starting from pole, pulled clear and looked to be well on for a first place finish, until he got stuck behind a back marker for several laps. The rest of the grid caught up and many places were changed, but no one could find a way through. Until they did. Then slowly, one by one, they made their way in front. So all 5 rounds of Grid Series have been completed now. Shall we see the points for this round? In the lightweight class, Ella was the winner of the second race, taking 20 points. Finn's third place in our race got him 18 points. Anton and Amelia were first and second in our race. Due to the single race format, the points seem to be awarded on a per race basis for this round. I feel like lap time should have played a factor in it to differentiate, or something along those lines. We moved to middleweights and I scored 20, being the highest placed in my race. And James, who finished second, also scored 20 points. Alec and Martin had a great battle in the second race, with Martin just finishing ahead in the end. For the heavies, Darren finished ahead of Dan again, and Ben was in the second race, scoring himself 19 points. We've got the 2 lowest scores to drop before we find out our final podiums then. So once again, as always, we start with the lightweight drivers. Ella managed that perfect 60 score with 3 round wins. Finley took second place and Amelia and Anton were tied on points for third. Can't actually remember who took the trophy in the end. I think it was Anton due to his 2 wins. So let's move on to the middleweights. James also managed a perfect 60 with Dalton and myself tied on points. I was awarded the second place trophy due to the 2 wins again. Alec and Martin also ended up tied on their points. In the heavyweights, we had another perfect 60 from Darren, with Dan and Sam tied on points behind. Dan had a win to his name, so he took second place overall. Congratulations to everyone who took part and those finishing on the podium. There was some great racing as always, and Grid Series returns for a second time this year, starting in August, in the same 5-round format once again. We'll be exclusively in the new karts for all those rounds, so I'm hoping the racing will be closer overall. Thanks for tuning in for all of these videos. I really hope you've enjoyed watching them, and my explanation of the points has helped. BIKC qualifying has begun, so that'll be the next big thing for the channel. Until the next video, cheers!